Most people are clueless about life insurance. Some people have a life insurance policy and they still don't know what it's all about. They don't know how to read a statement. They don't even know what they bought. They don't know what kind of situation they're in. And so I'm going to help you do that today. We're going to look at what is life insurance, who's all involved in it, reading your policy. Just to be able to read the words isn't enough because you need to then understand the terminology. Mình đọc được nhưng mà mình không có hiểu cái gì that's useless. And how to get a better deal. If you already have something, are you in a good place right now? Or can we get you in a better place? Life insurance is a contract between an insurance company and the policy owner. So it's a legally binding contract that pays a death benefit to one or more named beneficiaries when the insured person dies. And this is in exchange for the premiums that are paid. However, it's not just death. Many people I talk to, the only life insurance they have, it just covers death. Nó chỉ là tiền tử thôi. But there's more, and you can get more. So yes, there will be a payment upon death. You can also get money if there's illness or injury, and you can get income from it. This type of life insurance policy is awesome. Use it while you're living. Nhưng mà it has to be set up correctly. And so many people are told that they will have income, are told that they will have cash value, nhưng mà thực sự it wasn't set up correctly. There are three important people in a life insurance policy. There's the policy owner. This is the person who set up the policy and who's paying the premiums. And the policy owner is the only person who has access to the policy information and can change the beneficiaries that are listed on the policy. The next person is the insured. Now, usually it's the same. The insured and the policy owner, usually the same, but not always. So when the insured person dies, then the life insurance company will pay out the death benefit. And then, of course, the beneficiary. This is the person who will receive the death benefit when the insured person dies. There can be more than one person. And remember, sometimes the policy owner and the insured is the same person, but not always. You have to know how to read your policy. The first page will state the name of the insurance company, the type of plan that you're purchasing, the name of the insured, the name of the policy owner, and the free look period terms. Free look? What are you talking about, Leyna? Mặc dù quý vị đã mua rồi, nó có một cái thời gian quý vị có thể đổi ý và mình lấy cái tiền mình lại được. Okay, so a free look period gives the policy holder a certain number of days, generally from 10 to 30, to cancel the policy without penalty and get their first payment back. After the cover page and the page with all the basic information is going to be the schedule of benefits. This is also called the declarations page. And the details on this page include personal information. Review your birth date, your name, okay, any other information to make sure there aren't any mistakes. As automated as things are, you're still dealing with humans. So there might be a typo. Make sure it's correct. The benefit amount. This is the amount to be paid upon your death or the insured's death. The policy type. Do you have a term or do you have a permanent policy? The premium amount. What you're paying monthly or quarterly or biannually or annually for coverage. Premium là cái tiền mà mình đóng vào nhá. Policy issue date. That's the date that you were delivered the policy. Okay? You have the policy number. Your beneficiaries will need that number to file a life insurance claim. Ladies and gentlemen, when you buy your life insurance policy, let people know about it. Let your children know about it. Let your loved ones know about it. Don't just, if you're old school and you have a paper copy, don't just throw it in the bottom of a drawer so that if things happen and you need the payout, you need money, it happens faster if everyone knows what they need to do. Risk class. This is the life insurance classification that you've been assigned, which determines how much you pay. So again, the healthier you are, the cheaper your insurance. The younger you are, the cheaper your insurance. And then riders. This is supplemental coverage added to your life insurance policy. I like me some riders. Khi mà Leyna nói là quý vị không có tiền tử thôi mà tiền bệnh nữa đó, that's a rider. Some companies charge you for that. If there's a rider fee, mỗi lần quý vị nghe cái chữ fee nha, là mình trả cái tiền đó ra là mình mất luôn rồi đó. You're paying a fee. Some companies don't charge a fee for that. It's included in the policy. What I've been helping people with are policies that include the living benefits, the sickness protection, terminal, critical, chronic illness, critical injury. You'll also find people who are impacted by this policy, by your policy. They will be listed on the declarations page. It's important to take a look at those people. What people? The policy owner. This is, again, the person who set up the policy, who's paying for the policy. This is the only person who can access the information and then can change the beneficiaries on the policy. The insured. Usually, the owner and the insured are the same person, but not always. I've helped people buy for their parents. So when they buy for their parents, they're the owner. The parent is the insured, or they buy for their children. They're the owner. Their children are the insured. And then, of course, the beneficiaries, the people who receive the death benefit when the insured dies. Please pay attention. Beneficiaries are changeable and should be reviewed with every major life event. For example, people get divorced, they get remarried. You need to update your beneficiary designation to list your new spouse, for example. You don't have to list your new spouse, but maybe you want to take the old spouse off of it. Or if you have more children, or if a beneficiary really pisses you off and you just don't want to give them the money anymore, take them off. But it's up to you to make those changes. The people I help, I always tell them, you can do it online. You can also call me. I want to make sure you do it correctly. Okay. If there's an issue, you want to make a change, call me. This is the fun part. Terminology. Death benefit. This is the amount of money that your beneficiaries will receive. Sometimes it's called the face amount. Death benefit và face amount giống nhau. Contestability period. This is a set amount of time, typically 2 years from the date of the policy issue, when the insurer may contest and deny claims. I want to make sure that you guys understand what this is. You're covered. Like as soon as you're in, you're covered. And depending on the state and depending on the policy, depending on the company, maybe your sickness might not be included. So make sure that you know that. But there's a contestability period, normally 2 years. What does that mean? Let's say you get into a life insurance policy and there is a death claim in the first 2 years. If you die within the first 2 years, it's not that they won't pay you, but they have a period of time where they can investigate to make sure that you didn't commit any fraud. For instance, actually, I don't even need to give you a hypothetical. Here's a real situation. A friend of mine, someone she knew, got into a life insurance policy right after they found out that he was sick. Như vậy là he mới vừa đi bác sĩ, and as soon as he got his cancer diagnosis, he contacted somebody and got life insurance right away. It happened very quickly for him, and his diagnosis hadn't made it through the system yet. So he got the insurance and he died 6 months later. After he died, they were able to go back and investigate just to make sure that he didn't lie about his health or anything like that. And that's when they saw that he was diagnosed, he knew about it, and he does not disclose it. So what happened? They did not pay out the death claim. They paid the family the premiums that he had paid in. So the family got that money back. So contestability period, 2 years from issue date. Let's say you said you are not a smoker and then you died from like lung cancer that was caused by smoking, and that was not disclosed on your application. They can deny that. That's the contestability period. So it would take longer, perhaps, to be paid out only because there may be an investigation. It doesn't mean that you're not covered. I'm just saying there is a period where they can investigate. Graded death benefit. If you have a specific whole life policy that pays out a limited death benefit in the first few years of the policy, then that will be included in your policy. You will see that. it will be explained. But that's what graded death benefit means. Như vậy là lúc đầu á, nó không có cho cái full death benefit amount. Okay, that's what that means. Exclusions, factors that can invalidate or limit a death benefit. Like military service, acts of war, suicide, pre-existing conditions may limit coverage. Here are some common exclusions. Suicide. Most life insurance policies exclude death by suicide or self-inflicted injuries, as well as deaths that result from alcohol and drug abuse. The companies that I have worked with recently actually do cover it after 2 years, but not all of them do. Fraud. We talked about this, right? If you lie about smoking and then you die from smoking-related illness, the company can refuse to pay out the death benefit. Illegal criminal activities. Most insurers will not pay out if you die while doing something illegal. If you die while robbing a bank or trying to steal a car, your family will not receive money from the insurance company. I mean, this should make sense, right? Hazardous activities. Okay, some life insurance policies exclude deaths that are caused by risky activities like bungee jumping or skydiving. The policy will specifically exclude any risky activities that you participate in. Just look for it. Wartime peril. If you travel to war-torn areas, your life insurance policy may not pay out a death benefit, but there could be exceptions if you're a soldier or you're traveling for work. Okay, so if you are at all involved in some of this stuff, you should probably talk to your agent, make sure you get really good information from the company. Premiums. Cái tiền mình đóng vào. Okay, policies stay in force as long as you pay the premiums the way you're supposed to. Depending on how your policy is structured, you may have to pay premiums for the rest of your life, as long as you live, or you may be max funding your account, which allows you to stop paying premiums. Most of my clients stop paying after a certain number of years. Okay, normally at least 10 years. I have helped some people get into policies where they only pay 5 years, they're done. Nhưng mà they're paying a lot in premium in those 5 years. Some of you at home right now, cái policy của mình là còn sống còn đóng. Mặc dù they told you sau này có thể là chị xong đóng, you have to look at it again. Okay, they may have told you you can stop, but you have to look at the policy to see if that's really true, because costs go up. Maybe the insurance company didn't do so well, and now you don't have a lot of cash value in there. So when you stop paying your premium, it doesn't mean that you're no longer paying a premium. It means that you're not monthly paying in that premium, but they're subtracting it. They're getting it from somewhere. It's from your cash value. Sometimes it's from your death benefit amount. Nó từ từ nó xuống. You lose value. Illustrations. When I talk to people and we design a policy, I send them the illustration. I think it's mostly about 40, 42, 43 pages long. Most people don't know how to read an illustration. I go through it with the clients. Some of those pages are really not that important. Some of them really are important. Permanent life insurance policies have pages called these illustrations. They show how the policy will perform at certain interest rates. Okay, the illustrations show how much you spend on policy premiums, how much you'll earn in cash value. When you are delivered your policy, you should have your illustration with you. At the very least, you should have an illustration when they sold it to you. Pull it out, take a look at it. Did they deliver? Okay, họ nói với quý vị là sau 10 năm, mình sẽ có một đống tiền như vậy. Do you? Take a look at it. Take a look at it. Riders, remember? Supplemental coverage that you add to your policy. Some people have chỉ là tiền tử thôi. And then some people have tiền bệnh. The terminal, critical, chronic illness. Mai mốt mình vào nursing home hoặc là cần người tới nhà take care mình có tiền. Mình xài tiền bảo hiểm. And you can accelerate the benefits. That means you don't have to wait till you die. If you need the money while you're still alive, some policies with the right riders allow you to do that. Some even have income. That's what I've been helping people do. Getting income out of your life insurance policy. And không trả thuế nữa. Okay? Accelerated benefits. It's a rider or a clause allowing the insured to receive a portion of the benefits before they die. Terminal, critical, chronic illness, for instance. Policy loans. When agents tell you you can take money out of your policy, what it is you're taking a loan from your policy. Depending on how they structured it and when you took it out, how you paid your premiums, it could be okay or it could really put your policy in danger. Nếu quý vị lấy ra sớm quá hoặc là lấy ra nhiều quá, that could affect the rest of your policy, how it performs in the future. Sometimes you need to pay it back, sometimes you don't have to. So the money you take out from a life insurance policy is tax-free when it's a loan from the policy. Then you don't have to pay it back, but then when you die, they will subtract that from the death benefit before they pay your family. Okay? Whole and universal life allow the policyholder to take out a loan against the policy. And this is better later on in the policy when your cash value has built. Okay? Built up. How do you know? How do you know if you need to make changes? If there's been a life change, if you've gotten married, if you've gotten divorced, if you've had children, if you've lost your job, if you got a better job, your insurance needs to change with your life because your needs have changed. Has it been a really long time? Quý vị mua cách đây 10 năm, mấy chục năm. Has it been a long time? Take a look at it. Chances are you probably need different insurance now. Okay? We can get you into a plan that's better for you, that will perform better than what you have right now. Is your policy in trouble? In trouble means quý vị đã lấy tiền ra rồi, hoặc là mình stop paying rồi. Okay, mình stop paying rồi. Nhưng mà the cost keep going up. Như vậy là you've paid minimum. Hồi trước thích lắm, trả tiền rẻ. And you've only paid the minimum, and then you stop paying. Your policy is probably in trouble. Can we rescue it? Yes. Yes. Nhưng mà if you just leave it like that, you're going to be in bigger trouble. You could lose your policy. It could lapse. Okay? Hoặc là nếu mà quý vị cứ đợi đó, and then you get older, 70 something, tự nhiên nó đòi tiền. Nó nói là nếu mà mình muốn keep hợp đồng, mình phải trả tiền premium. Mà khi đó premium rất là cao. Rất là cao. It could be over 1,000, 2,000 a month. And nếu mà quý vị trả không nổi, you lose everything. So you have to do something about it before it gets to that point. If you have your policy at home right now, please take it out. Please take it out. I want you to look at the premium you're paying. Đây là cái số tiền mà mình trả nhé. This is how much you're putting into it. Mình đóng vào bao nhiêu mỗi tháng, hoặc là mỗi quarter, hoặc là một năm một lần hay một năm hai lần đó. Take a look at your premium. Take a look at your policy date or your issue date. Okay, some companies, they call it different things. Policy date, issue date. Đó là cái ngày mà nó issue cho mình đó. Surrender cash value or net cash value. This is an important number. Look for it. Quý vị thấy không? It's different from surrender charge, surrender cash value, or net cash value. Look for it. And then look for the face amount or death benefit. Face amount hoặc là death benefit is the same thing. Now we have to do some math. What is your monthly premium? Times it by 12, then you get your annual premium. Okay, mỗi năm mình trả bao nhiêu? And then, once you have your annual premium, multiply that by how many years your insurance policy has been in force. Như vậy là quý vị đóng mấy năm rồi? Annual premium mỗi năm. Đóng vào được mấy năm? Then you have the total premium that you've paid in. Okay, easy. Cái này quý vị làm được. For instance, nếu mà quý vị trả mỗi tháng 200 thì nhân ra 12 tháng, như vậy mỗi năm là 2,400. Okay? $200 a month, 12 months in the year, your annual premium is $2,400. And then you take that and you say, okay, so nếu mà if you've had it for 15 years, 2,400 times 15 equals 36,000. So that's the total premium you've paid into your policy. What do you do with that number? I want you to compare the total premium paid to the surrender cash value or net cash value. Surrender or net cash value, if you quit your policy now, that is the money that you would get out. That's called the surrender cash value. Net cash value. That's the actual cash that you've got in there. So how much have you paid in and how much net cash value do you have in there? 9 out of 10 people I help who have a existing policy, it doesn't look good. Cái tiền mình đóng vào nó nhiều hơn cái tiền cash value của mình trong đó. That's what Vietnamese call low. That's bad. For instance, the total amount of money you paid in is 36,000. Nhưng mà cái net cash value bây giờ chỉ là 16.000 mấy. Okay, là mình lỗ phải không? Yeah. But you have to remember this, quý vị ơi. We also need to look at the death benefit, but we also have to consider the time. Mình không có chỉ lỗ cái số tiền mình đóng vào và cái số tiền mình còn lại, nhưng mà the time. Nếu trong 20 năm đó, 15 năm, whatever, cái số tiền của quý vị đầu tư ở nơi khác, you would have made more money. So you also have to think about that. Does it matter to you? It should. It should. Okay. Then you also have to look at how much will you pay in your lifetime. Of course, you don't know when you're going to die. Of course, you don't. Nhưng mà you need to look at how much you could end up paying. So if you think that you're 120 đồng một tháng or 150 tháng, yeah, 150 a month is pretty cheap. Nhưng mà if you have to pay it for as long as you live, it starts to add up. And some people who pay that cheap have a very low death benefit. Today, I talked to a guy who, a long time ago, purchased a $50,000 policy for mom. Nhưng mà mấy chục năm sau, you're paying $200 a month, it starts to not make sense. And then he has to pay it for it as long as she lives. So at some point, you have to make the decision, cut your losses, do something better with your money, get more coverage, right? Get more protection, make it work for you. How much is the death benefit? I talked to a woman once who, we figured it out. Let's say if she died around 80, she would have paid more than 3/4 of the death benefit. To me, that doesn't make sense. Not when there are other products out there that will build cash for you, that will take care of you when you're sick, that actually has some real money in it for you, either while alive or for your beneficiaries when you die. If you purchased something a long time ago and you haven't looked at it, and then suddenly you look at it and mình nhìn nó nhức đầu lắm. And then nếu mà khi mà quý vị mà làm cái bài toán đó nha, you're going to see that, oh no, I'm in a bad policy. Rồi mình không thích, rồi mình lơ. That's the worst thing you can do. Worst thing you can do. Quý vị chịu khó đi. Let's sit down together. Let's look at it. Rồi mình kiếm cái đường nào để mình đi. Hả? Mình đừng có stay như vậy. Because what's going to happen là vậy. Quý vị sẽ là mai mốt mình phải trả nhiều hơn nữa. Nhiều hơn cái 200 đồng bây giờ nè. Mà cái lúc đó là cái người insured có thể là 75 tuổi rồi, 80 tuổi rồi. Tiền đâu mà mỗi tháng mà trả mấy ngàn đồng. No. Mình đừng có tiếc cái tiền mình đã trả vào nhé. Mà cứ tiếp tục down the same road. Last week, I talked to a girl relatively young. She contacted me last year. But for some reason, it's a weird email, whatever. She didn't get a hold of me, or she didn't đọc email, hay something like that. And she went and she got a policy. And it's not set up correctly. Not set up correctly. Even though, please listen carefully, even though it is the same company that I would now look for her. Vẫn là một hãng bảo hiểm thôi nha. Nhưng mà the plan that she got is not structured the way it should be. So bây giờ là she tiếc, nhưng mà nó mấy tháng thôi. Nhưng mà she tiếc là một tháng 500 đồng. Như vậy she tiếc mấy ngàn thôi. And I told her, em phải suy nghĩ cho kỹ nha. Mình đừng có sợ, mình đừng có tiếc 2.000 đồng. Nhưng mà tiếp tục down that road. 5 năm nữa, 10 năm nữa, 20 năm nữa, em sẽ khi đó mới là hối hận. Because then you're in really deep. và có thể mất luôn cả hợp đồng. So please think carefully. Đừng có là tiếc cái tiền mình đã đóng vào mà không có make the right decision. Okay? So, do you need to change your policy? Maybe, maybe not. The only way we can tell is if you contact me and we actually look at it. But in I don't know how many hundred people I've talked to, only 2 people were in a policy that I said, "This looks good. This is good. This is the way I would have structured it for you." Do not listen to giá rẻ, giá rẻ. Everything has its own price quý vị ơi. Mình phải làm cho đúng nha. And mình đừng có tiếc những cái gì mà đã wrong rồi đó. Mình cố gắng, mình làm sao mình sửa nó lại. Chứ if quý vị lơ, people ignore what they don't like, it's only gonna get worse. And I know some people they say, trời ơi, ước gì mà gặp Leyna trước đây. Nhưng mà bây giờ, we can't go backwards. We can't go backwards. So let's try to change it now. A lot of you are going to live a long time. A long time. So let's make sure you're taken care of in your old age. We're going to go over your existing policy if you have one, or if your mom has one, or if your dad has one, or I'm happy to look at it. I don't just say, oh, cái này không được. Chị vào hợp đồng mới đi. I don't do that. I point it out. Chị coi nè, mỗi tháng chị trả 190, mỗi năm chị trả chừng này. Chị đóng vào mấy chục năm rồi, nhưng mà cái tiền cash trong cái hợp đồng bây giờ mấy ngàn thôi. How can that doesn't make sense chị? Đầu tư kiểu gì đấy? No. Rồi mai mốt, càng lớn tuổi, cái giá insurance nó càng cao. No way là chị stop đóng là được. Mà no way chị tiếp tục chị đóng cái low price này mà nó cover for the rest of your life đâu. So I show them what's wrong with it. Okay? Then we try to structure a better plan. By the way, there are laws in place. There are processes in place that don't allow you to switch over to a worse program. Mỗi lần mà Leyna mà roll over cho người ta hoặc là mình đổi đó, nó phải là lợi cho quý vị hơn mới làm được. Okay? When we roll over. Còn như nếu mà quý vị cứ mua thêm, okay? Cứ mua thêm mà không có là bàn gì về cái you already have, then you may be getting something you don't need. Nên nếu mà mình có rồi, mình nên nhìn nó lại. Sometimes a better idea là keep it and buy more. But a lot of times, roll it over. Tại vì cái số tiền trong đó bây giờ on its own nó không có, là không có worth much. Nhưng mà mình roll over trong cái hợp đồng khác, oh, now we're talking. Now we bắt đầu là ăn tiền lời trên tiền lời on a bigger amount. Okay? Contact me, we go over existing coverage, then we structure a better plan for you, and then what? Submit an application. No one is guaranteed coverage. Some people think it's like buying something. Mình order, mình trả tiền là xong. No. Mình phải apply. Nó sẽ kéo hồ sơ sức khỏe của mình. Nếu mà nó cần, nó demand mình phải là thử máu, thì Leyna phải schedule người y tá tới nhà quý vị thử máu. And then nếu mà they agree, then they offer it to you. And then we accept it. So the process is not like buying something. You get approved and then you get covered. I talked to someone who they thought they bought life insurance already. Nhưng mà 5 tháng sau chưa có ký giấy tờ gì hết trơn á. And I said, what? And she thought she was covered. That's why khi mà mình có hồ sơ rồi đó, quý vị phải là có e-signature nếu mà ở xa hoặc là tới văn phòng ký tên đàng hoàng. Mình phải ký giấy tờ. Mình phải có cái policy delivery. I'd like to e-deliver. Là tại vì khi mà mình e-deliver đó, then you have it in email. Quý muốn gửi cho ai hoặc là khi nào mình đi đâu mình cần, just pull it up. Okay? You have to sign for it. You have to sign for it. Some places, depending on the state, once they deliver it to you, then nó kể là delivered rồi. nó không có bắt buộc mình phải ký. Nhưng mà even in those states, Leyna cũng là kêu kêu khách hàng ký, chị ký giùm cho em. I want to make sure là there's a record of everything. Leyna làm việc rất là kỹ nha. Cái gì cũng là legal and documented. Some people, họ đóng vào nhưng mà họ không có anything to show for it. It's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 is, and then we go eat phở. That's the best part. We go eat phở. Hôm nay nè, trên livestream có một cô bạn nè. Bây giờ là kêu bạn luôn ha. Linh. Linh đâu rồi? Linh còn không? Linh đó ha. Linh là người khách hàng của Leyna từ Virginia. Và tuần vừa rồi bay qua Cali chơi. And then hai chị em đi gặp nhau. Đi ăn. Nói chuyện vui lắm. So, if you bought a life insurance policy and have not talked to your agent since then, that is not good. And then some people, after I said, oh, bây giờ anh hỏi lại đi, là tại sao ở đây không thấy này kia. Rồi cái anh đó, anh nó gọi cho cái người agent không muốn gặp luôn. And I said, what? Làm agent gì kỳ vậy? Nên quý vị nhớ nha, cái hãng bảo hiểm là khác. Cái người service cho mình is important. If you have questions, you should be able to ask them. If you need help, you need to be able to contact your agent. They need to help you. Nhiều người Việt mình không có understand những cái giấy tờ, những cái form, nhất là mấy người lớn tuổi. Họ cần người agent phải là help service nha. So, nếu quý vị đã mua rồi mà người agent đi đâu mất rồi, that's not good. But it's okay. We can just look at the policy and we can get you something better. So there she is. There's Lynn. Yep, we had lunch. So that was fun. Number 6 is fun. Không có gì mà, man. Leyna không phải là ham ăn nha, nhưng mà God, I love Vietnamese food. And I love eating and talking to people and meeting people. Like even though Lynn and I talk on Zoom, nhưng mà khi gặp á, phải không Lynn? Tiếng Việt mình kêu là gặp bằng xương bằng thịt đó. So yes, there it is. There it is, y'all. LeynaWin.net/money. Sometimes it's not just for life insurance. We've helped a lot of people with their 401ks, their IRAs. We don't, like, I want to look at your full picture. I want to help you with retirement. And life insurance is just one piece of it. You know that, right? Life insurance is just one piece of it. There are other pieces of the pie that we should look at. We are full service. Không có cái product gì mà quý vị thích hoặc là thắc mắc mà bên Leyna không có giúp được đâu. Just be careful, mình đừng có đi những cái hãng mà họ chỉ là bán cho cái hãng đó thôi đó. You know why? You know why? Hammer and nail, guys. Hammer and nail. Ben Leyna, the broker, I'm going to look at all the companies and I'm going to choose the ones that I know are strong financially, understanding their product, what you're looking for, a good fit for you. That's how you get in touch with me. My husband, we've got such exciting news that I can't tell you yet. And no, I'm not pregnant, so stop asking. But we do have really exciting news. And what is exciting to us is that we have such incredible support behind us. And what is happening is we're going to be able to help a lot of people with more than just a hammer. So I can't wait to tell you, but I can't right now. Anyway, so that's that. Okay. There were some questions. Someone said, is a physical needed? Sometimes. If you go to the doctor regularly, I've had people in their 40s không có cần thử máu luôn mà được là super preferred, the highest health rating. Nó sẽ kéo cái hồ sơ sức khỏe của quý vị. So they're gonna know, right? And if they need more, they will order more tests. Sometimes they don't need it. And sometimes they do. And even sometimes they thử máu mà mình khỏe, even better. Yeah. Nếu mà, if it was me, I'm like, yeah, take my blood. I'm healthy. Check it out. And then you get a better rating, right? Some companies give you an illustration to show you like how their product will perform. Nhưng mà cái interest rate họ show rất là cao và cái health rating cũng là cao luôn. So they may give you elite and they may do it at like 9%. Those are big promises. So the numbers look great. Khách hàng nhào vô mua, mai mốt nó không được như vậy. Thất vọng, còn hơn thất vọng nữa. I'm very conservative. Những cái illustration Leyna làm á, 5 chấm mấy % thôi. Even though thị trường thường thường là return từ 8 đến 10%. Leyna làm 5 chấm mấy % thôi. Conservative. Rồi mai mốt thị trường lên, quý vị có nhiều tiền hơn. Quý vị mừng, quý vị dẫn Leyna đi ăn chè. Và cái health sức khỏe cũng vậy. I do standard. I don't know you. I don't know how healthy you are. Mình làm trung bình thôi. Rồi sau đó họ kéo hồ sơ, họ thử máu, họ thấy quý vị rất là khỏe. Họ cho mình preferred, super preferred, elite. Awesome. Rồi khi đó Leyna được thêm ly trà nữa. Còn như những cái người mà họ promise mình quá cao đó, quý vị phải là careful. Chưa chắc gì sẽ được như vậy. Cái đó là nếu mà best case scenario mới được như vậy. When I do an illustration, I do trung bình thôi. Rồi mai mốt thị trường lên quý vị được better money hoặc là quý vị khỏe, quý vị được more money. Win, win. And you know what I mean, right? N-G-U-Y-E-N, win. Okay, that's it. So I hope you learned something. Please pull out your policy. Read it. Learn what it means. You will feel better that you understand it. If you have a great policy already, I'm going to tell you that and you're going to feel good. I'm going to say you're in good hands, Jake. LeynaWin.net/money. If you need to show me anything, get in touch with me. We'll meet on Zoom. If you're local, I could see you down at the office. You don't have to go. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to leave your house. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time. Take care of yourself. And that's it. Have a good night, everyone. Mwah! Stay healthy, everybody.